श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। खंडमंडलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः।
Namaskar, Sadhak Bandhu and Bhagini. I am Pranav, also known as PK, and Maruti, also known as Kalasu. And we have been discussing Abhanga Kathas. And in this episode, we continue the last Katha of Bhakta Pralhad. So Maruti had already covered the first part of the story with how Prahlada was born and what was the relation between Hiranyakashipu Prahlada and how Hiranyakashipu had waged war against Vishnu. Now, what happens with Pralhada and who wins the game between father or the son is what Maruti gonna tell today. So Maruti, we can continue with our discussion.
Interesting. Yeah. Uh, in the last episode, we saw that Hiranyakashipu has finally brought his son back from the school, that is the Daitya Gurukul, because instead of getting brainwashed there, he is brainwashing other people, and now other kids in the Gurukul, and they have become Vishnu Bhaktas or the devotees of Lord Vishnu. The point to be noted is at that point of time, in the entire Hiranyakashipu's empire, Lord Vishnu's devotion, worship was stopped. Nobody was supposed to worship Lord Vishnu. All the temples were closed or destroyed or whatever. And people were supposed to worship Hiranyakashipu in his place. So he declared himself as the god. You'll find a lot of such examples even today. People claim themselves to be God or the direct messengers of God, or people who speak with God every day, like have breakfast with him, lunch with you, dinner again with him, and all those examples you'll see. So we are not rid of Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu are still there. I'll tell you that. So that was the state of the entire capital and the empire of Hiranyakashipu, and Pralhad is now in no way able to. Hiranyakashipu is not able to separate Pralhada from Narayana. So he says finally, no, this cannot happen. This sets a wrong precedence in his empire. That the emperor's son himself is not worshipping his father and is worshipping Lord Narayana instead. So he says, no, this person has to now die. So firstly, what he does is uh, he he tells his men, Hiranyakashipu tells his men, take Pralhada and put him under the feet of an elephant. Let the elephant place his feet, his huge pillar like legs on Pralhada, and let him die. But what happens is when they take him to the elephant, instead of placing his feet on Pralhada, holds him with his trunk and makes him sit on his own back. So he gets, so Pralhada sits on the elephant's back, and now has won that war. He's won the first phase of the war. Now the second thing he says, okay, the animals won't do anything. Let's us do the work. So he tells, take him and throw him off from the cliff of a mountain. So they go on a very high mountain cliff, and from there, the men of Hiranyakashipu's men throw him down. But Prahlada falls down, down, down. But there, of course, Narayana appears in a different form and in an invisible form, kind of, and he catches Prahlada and then drops him back. Prahlada takes the journey upstream, back up, and he comes to the cap. By that time, those people come and tell Hiranyakashipu, yeah, we have done the work. Prahlada is dead. We threw him from the cliff mountain. Prahlada comes behind them and stands. And Hiranyakashipu, what work did you do? He's standing right behind you. So they are like, oh my God, how did he come back? So this also fails. So the second phase is done. Now
There is one thing like in one of the stories it says that those people throw him down and they return. When they return, Prahlada is already sitting in that palace with Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada
Hiranya,
sitting.
yes.
Yeah, the people are like,
So
what
by that,
happened with? Yeah, we threw him down and he's already here. So
by the time,
that
yeah,
is
they
into,
come back with the
yeah.
news, say, see
Right.
Pralhada.
Yeah.
Third
He's
thing,
already,
yeah,
yes.
then the third thing he does is, yeah, Hiranyakashipu tells Kayadu to give him poison. Now the Kayadhu is in a dilemma how to poison my own son. But Pralhada is matured enough at that point of time. He says, whatever the father has told you do, you don't worry about me. Nothing will happen to me. Narayana is always protecting me. And he takes the glass of poison, knowing that it is poison, and he drinks. But the poison is at that point of time turned into Amrit, and it doesn't hurt him. He is still well. So that's the way you'll find a lot of other stories and additions to this also in different Puranas, Danta Kathas, Pranta Kathas, and everything. But no, in no way Hiranyakashipu is able to destroy Pralhada. So at this point of time, Hiranyakashipu's sister comes and she says, her name is Holika, and she says, I have the boon from Lord Brahma that I will never be burnt by fire. So I'll take Pralhada on my lap and sit in the fire. I'll not be burnt. Pralhada will be burnt. So he'll die anyways. So she says that, uh, and Hiranyakashipu says, okay, that is fine. Then take Pralhada and go and sit in the fire. So she sits on the pyre. First of all, they have created and wooden logs and all they have put together, and they have created a pyre. On top of that, she sits, and Pralhada is in her lap now. Now they put her on the fire. Now she's like, "Oh, I'm protected. Nothing will happen to me." But when the fire starts burning, she starts getting burns, and he stays protected. So she starts screaming from within the fire, saying that, no, no, this cannot happen. This is the boon of Brahma. And at that point of time, the Akashavani, the voice of the sky, speaks back and says, Holika, the boon that you will never be burnt with the fire was given to protect yourself, not to harm others. It's a very important lesson that we have on. No amount, how much amount of power or boons that we accumulate, we are not supposed to use that to harm others. We have to use that to protect ourselves. So even if you know any martial arts or whatever it is, when you are attacked, you can use it for self-defense. Don't start going around beating people with it. So that is not the right usage of power or strength. So that way she burns and Pralhada is still protected. That is the day that we still celebrate as day of Holi. On the day we still burn, and we call it Holika Dahan and all of that. So that festival is still celebrated, and it's Holika Dahan. Then he also throws Pralhada in a big vessel in which there is hot piping burning oil. And but the moment Pralhada falls in that oil, the oil becomes cold and the Pralhada stays safe. Meaning this is also metaphorical. So once you have attained that state of spiritual stability or equanimity, you become so calm and peaceful that the environment around you becomes peaceful by default. And that is more important. So the oil, the fire, and all. So those are there in the mythological stories. But today, how it is relevant, how what it signifies is that uh, your presence should calm the environment. You shouldn't come come and burn the environment itself with your aggressive attitude. So this way he is never successful in killing Prahlada. At the end, one day he says, Prahlada, you're worshipping Narayana, to show me where is he brings him to the Sabha, that is the court of Hiranyakashipu, and he says, tell me where is he? I'll fight with your Vishnu light now. He says, he's everywhere. How can I point at one thing and say Narayana's here or there? He's everywhere. And Hiranyakashipu, oh, is it? Then he's there in this pillar also. He said, yes, he's there in the pillar. So the moment he says, Hiranyakashipu takes a club, that is his gada, hits on the pillar breaks into two parts, and Narsimha, Lord Vishnu, in the form of Narsimha avatar, comes out of the pillar, and he, at that point, looking at that, he is uh, now scared to death. Hiranyakashipu is like, he is able to see his death in front of him, right? He's scared to death, and he is in that form. Narasimha by itself is called a very Ugra avatar of Lord Vishnu. So he holds Hiranyakashipu and takes him to they are in the court of Hiranyakashipu. So it takes him to the door, and wherever there is the threshold of of that entire Sabhagara, he sits there. He says, Hiranyakashipu, you remember you asked a boon from Brahmadeva that you will never die in the morning or in the night. See, this is neither morning, this is neither night. This is the Sandhi Kala, where the morning is ending and the night is starting. So it is Sandhya Kala. Sandhi Kala. This is the time. You said you'll never die up or down. Yes, you are on my lap. You are neither in the sky nor on the earth. You said you never want to die inside or outside. You're neither inside nor outside. You are on the threshold. Chaukhat pe ho tum. You said you shouldn't die with the astra or shastra. See, I don't have any weapons, nor neither I'm chanting any mantras. I'll kill you with my nails, the paws, the claws of he's Narasimha, so he's half lion and half Nara, and Simha, half lion and half human. And then he says, uh, neither morning nor night, nor inside nor outside, no weapons, no astra, no shastra, nothing, and neither up nor down. And you shouldn't. I should never be killed by an animal or a human. I am neither human nor animal. I am the merger, like the conglomerate of both. So I'm half human, half animal. I'm Narasimha. Now I'm going to kill you. So he says, and he puts his claws in his stomach and he tears them apart. And that is how Hiranyakashipu has died. Pralhada is protected. Pralhada gets the Abhaya Pada. He gets the blessings of Lord Narsimha and his Smarana Bhakti. His continuous in his dire circumstances, when he was thrown from the cliff, when he was thrown in a burning hot oil, when he was burning with Holika, when he was thrown under the elephant, whatever it is, at every point of time, he kept chanting the name and remembering Narayana. Therefore, his Smarana Bhakti became an example for everybody after that. And hence, we remember Pralhada as his life as the epitome of Smarana Bhakti. It's a beautiful story of Pralhad. Tell us how you like the story in the comments. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section. Like this video, share this with your family and friends. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, and we will meet you again with an interesting story in the next episode. So until then, stay tuned and keep watching these stories again and again, and uh, keep remembering them, because these characters are going to reappear in the future stories as well. Until then, bye-bye and see you in the next one. Shri Sadgurinath Maharaj Ki Jai.